Welcome to the fourth video of this series on the new European AI Act. In this video, we will analyze the governance, monitoring, and implementation system that is set by the Act. So Title 6 sets the governance system both at the union and at the national level. At the national level, competent authorities for the enforcement and supervision of the new rules yet to be established. At the EU level, instead, the Act established the new EU AI Board. With regards to privacy-related regulation, the designated authority is the European Data Protection Supervisor. Title 7 establishes an EU-wide database for standalone high-risk AI systems, which will contain the register of high-risk AI system. Registering the system before placing it into the market will be a mandatory requirement. Title 8 deals with the post-market monitoring and reporting and investigating of AI-related incidents and malfunctioning. Already existing market surveillance authorities will have the powers to control and investigate compliance of providers with the obligation of high-risk AI systems. As a matter of fact, the Act does not establish new bodies or authorities at member state level for post-market surveillance. Instead, it establishes that existing sectorial authorities will have additional powers to monitor and enforce the provisions of the regulation. Let's focus now on certain specific articles. Articles 56, 57, and 58 regulate the European Artificial Intelligence Board. This organ will provide assistance and advice to the Commission in order to contribute to the cooperation of national supervisory authorities and the Commission. And it will also coordinate and contribute to guidance provided by the Commission. And finally, it will assist national supervisory authorities in ensuring the application of the regulation. The board will be composed of the national supervisory authorities and can invite other national authorities to the meetings. It will be chaired by the Commission, which will convene the meetings as well and prepare the agenda. External experts might be invited and also observers. The task of the UI board will specifically be collecting and sharing expertise and best practices between member states, contribute to uniforming administrative procedures among the states, and it will also issue opinions, recommendations, written contributions specifically on the requirements set by Chapter 2, Title 3 of the Act on the use of harmonized standards. Article 59 regulates the designation of national competent authorities, where Article 60 instead regulates the creation of the EU database for standalone high-risk AI systems. Let's move on to the most important topics of these videos. These are post-market monitoring and surveillance, and then the enforcement of the Act and the penalties. So Article 61 provides that providers will have to establish and document systems for monitoring their products after they have been placed into the market. It shall be an active system of monitoring which will have to work throughout the whole lifetime of the system, and it shall be based on a post-market monitoring plan. The plan is part of the technical documentation. Article 62 regulates the reporting of serious incidents and malfunctioning. They have to be reported to the Market Surveillance Authority of the member state where the incident or breach occurred. And the notification has to be made immediately after the provider has established a causal link between the AI system and the incident and malfunctioning. Or it has to establish the reasonable likelihood of this link. In any case, the notification cannot be made later than 15 days after the providers become aware of the incident or of the malfunctioning. Article 63 requires that national authorities shall report to the Commission on a regular basis on the outcomes of their market surveillance activities. Finally, the penalties for non-compliance with the regulation are contained in Article 71 of the Act, and they are delegated to the member states, provided that the penalties are effective, proportionate, and dissuasive. Yet, the Act also regulates certain frames with regards to administrative penalties. For example, it prescribes that certain infringements, non-compliance with the prohibition of DA practices referred to in Article 5, for example, or requirements in Article 10, these infringements will have to be punished with fines up to 30,000 euros, or if the offender is a company, up to 60% of its total worldwide annual turnover for the preceding financial year, whichever is higher. Finally, Article 72 allows the European Data Protection Supervisor to impose fine on EU bodies that are in non-compliance with the regulation. This is all for today, and thank you for your attention.